somebody Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
People are like going, what the hell? Break them off, yeah. Everybody, I mean, go ahead, everyone, like take a breath. Are we broadcasting live? Can you guys hear us? Am I talking? Yeah, I guess. Everyone's just kind of quiet, man. Holy shit. Welcome to WTF Nation Radio, broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. Well, what day is this?
I don't know at this point.
Yeah, what day? The 25. You kind of hear me. I'm sorry, I had music up. My bad. It is the basement of the Pentagon. You notice that? It's all quiet and shit. 25 October 2021. Thank you guys and gals so much for listening. Holy shit, man! It's been an eventful few weeks. Don't you think, Mom? Hey, Mom, how you doing? I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you on the side. I know you don't want people to see you in your curlers and shit.
No,
so
I got,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I hear you. No, I totally get you. So what you been up to? What have you been up to since I've been gone? I know all the other shows have been rocking and rolling. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, we've been actually pretty busy, surprisingly, with the few stints in Facebook jail. Between several of us, we were actually able to hit record numbers on our reach.
I've noticed that. Congratulations to you and your team, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You guys have racked over shit. Let me see. Let me look on the webs here. Oh, damn. So just over the time that I was gone and I had left, the last time you guys saw me, or actually the last time you guys heard my lovely voice, was when we had someone else's lovely voice on. We had Darian Lay, and she came on to talk about her record and all that stuff, and was shooting the shit. So that was a good episode. That was a good show. So she came on, shot the shit, and then I pulled stakes and I took off and did some stuff. But during that time, it's awesome to see that right now WTF Nation Radio has exceeded the reach. That's a lot of reach, man. I mean, we're talking 109 million. At one time, what was it, a week ago, you guys had 116 million or some shit like that?
It was close to 120.
120 million people. Followers with engagements of up to 15 million. So good job there. This is
Do I get a raise?
Yeah, no, you get all them free. Yeah, good job, man. It's
snacks.
You get some snacks. Holy shit, yeah, man. It's been crazy. So apparently I missed a lot.
Oh, yes, you have. Because, like I've always said, every time you go on leave and you just fucking take off or whatever, the world just goes to shit. I won't say shit. But, yeah, you kind of missed a lot. Let's see here. What have you missed?
As a matter of fact, that's a good idea. Let's kind of go over some of the shit that I missed, and then we'll just shit talk about it. How about that? It's a Monday. It's not really a big, I don't know. Do we have anything going on? Not really big. So, so what I miss?
Okay, so around the 4th of July, we had that building collapse, and I believe it was Miami.
Oh yeah,
condos, yes.
Yeah. I guess the deal with that was that there was some shoddy workmanship along. I guess there were some foundations,
like permits, yeah, all that stuff.
Okay.
The saddest thing was one of the articles that I came across with that a while ago is how this firefighter, he lived in that building. He worked for the department that was searching for people, and he found his family members. So that was heartbreaking. So let's move on to something.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeff Bezos, he made a history by sending a Hitachi rocket into space.
Okay. Let me talk about Jeff Bezos and that fucking rocket, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. As soon as I saw that rocket take off, actually when I seen pictures of it, it looked very phallic. It looked like the blue origin looked like a space dong, you know what I mean? It looked like a it was dildo rockets, exactly that, Radar. It was. I'm like, so if you guys are wondering how come my eyes are training, it's because I have views of people in different chats and all that, and to make sure that the systems are working better now that I'm back. There were some hiccups at the beginning of the show, and I hope you guys didn't catch it, but some sound stuff and all that stuff, you know, locations and being in a mountain bunker type of thing kind of does that to you. But yeah, there were some dildo rockets. I mean, he literally had He launched a. Go ahead. It looked like a deal. Looks like something somebody would.
It looked like a Hitachi, like the toy.
Oh, a Hitachi. I was like wondering what the fuck are you talking about, a Hitachi. I don't know anything about those type of accoutrements that you were.
Now you're probably gonna be like, oh, now I see it.
Yeah. It looked like a rocket it looked like a rocket with that I see, Jim. Hi, Jim. Long time no see, man. I see you up in the chats. Exactly that, Holly. Hi, Holly. It looks like a penis. It looks like a big dildo. It looked like it was a flying dong. It looked like it was Sorry. So, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you. So, what did he do with that? What did he do with Space Dong 1? Because I know there were several Space Dong events that happened. So
the only other one that I know that has happened since then, I think recently, was William Shatner finally went out to space.
Oh yeah, that's right. So William Shatner
rode the Space Dong.
Yeah, he rode the Space Dong up in space on the Jeff Bezos Space Dong. Okay, all right, there you go. All right, so that's Jeff Bezos and the dong. Did Elon Musk do anything? Did he try to shoot it out of the sky or some shit, or was it?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
Who knows?
All right. So go ahead.
Then
I'm
we had
sorry.
the Olympics in Tokyo. They actually had the Olympics.
Okay.
Because whatever you want to call it, it was limited because of coof.
Yep. The coof. Yep.
And coof spray shit. But
Yep.
anyways, the Army, Lieutenant Amber English, did win a gold for the women's shotgun skeet team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, congratulations.
And then Staff Sergeant Naomi Graham, she was the first enlisted member of the Army to make it on the boxing team.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Gosh, that's what I'm talking about. Gosh, that's. See, I like it when soldiers do that. That's America, man. That's America. Elon he made a dick car. Elon did launch his car up there, but yeah, it looked like a car, didn't look like a dick. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get you off. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
So this kind of leads into, I mean, this is sad. I know this might kind of, I guess resurface some things for people, is Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Shit show. And the lives that we lost because of that shit show.
Yeah, I was kind of called back to the WTF Nation jock and all that stuff when it happened. So Staff Sergeant Ryan Nowes was one of the kids from Bravo Company 9th Science Battalion who lost his life on there and with the Marines. And yeah, it was pretty. That whole fucking Afghanistan thing was a shit show. I was gonna drop some fucking memes and do some stuff that was gonna be pretty fucking callous, but I was just thinking, you know what? Let's just talk about that situation right now, and then we can go for whatever, because that thing is a fucking shit show. The whole fucking thing was a shit show. anybody who can say that it went off organized and all that, I think everybody was watching in real time. I don't know. Let's do something. You know what I mean? Everyone, as the Taliban started fucking taking over the country. But I think a lot of us, we just sat there, was like numb. It was like, to me, it felt like 9/11, like how everything just stopped, right?
And
then
Afghanistan is happening, and that's how it kind of felt right then and there.
Right. Yeah. It shook our community.
We were all numb.
Yeah, I mean, it shook the country, and also especially for the individuals that were friends to Ryan and his family, Elena. It shook the community big time, and it was one of those things to where we were frustrated, angry, why things didn't happen the way they should have happened, and all that. And you can AAR that thing until the fucking sun comes up, but it was definitely one of those things to where we could have done better on its exit. It's so used to having people looking at me now because I'm like doing shit. And I'm thinking, oh crap, hi, how you guys doing? I'm sitting here doing stuff now and just playing around with my buttons, and you guys are seeing me doing whatever this. Got some drip here from Ex Umbris Designs. Shout out to the gents. I'm gonna do that. And all the guys that I help, we help veteran-owned companies. You guys know that. WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments.
We love them on our show.
And we have them all on our show. And you know, every time there's a drive or something like that has to do with some drip, as they would call, as the kids call it these days, drip, grip, and whip. I was like, let me get one of them hoodies. Gotta secure them hoodies, guys, because you know them ladies out there will, you know, they take them shits and they'll take them from you.
I won't take them.
Yeah, it's like a nice. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Now I have to fucking wear clothes and shit, dude. Before I used to wear a t-shirt and Ranger pants. It was funny because when I would talk to Mom or I'd talk to Spanky and or Slash, you know, right before we went on the air, and they had me on cameras, and we have our own Skype stuff going on, and they were just like, "Are you wearing clothes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt and Ranger." And so now I have to.
I'm not wearing pants.
We have to be. I have to be presentable now, so I can't go walking around scaring the audience. I already had a massive amount of CGI for my nose to make sure that it didn't bump the microphone off and all that. But yeah, so Ex Umbris Designs, man. Thanks guys for the drip. I will be wearing every show. I'll be wearing you know, some hoodies or some accoutrements of that type of gear, because, you know, representing vets, supporting our special operations veterans and all that, and of course we also have some other companies that assist our veterans. So I just figured I'd just wear it. So the story about the truck, that the keys that showed everybody how to use the AA gun that was attached for, the dip, that was a story there from Task and Purpose about this one specialist. I erroneously said on Twitter, everybody, you know how it is on Twitter, people will jump on your back when you say something wrong, that he was a sergeant. But I erroneously, I'm correcting myself right now because I don't give a fuck. I can man up about something like that. It was a simple error. Confused stories because there was a soldier, the soldier of the year, the best warrior competition was represented at AUSA, and he was promoted to sergeant. So that's the kid I got mixed up with. But yeah, he was from like an Iraqi national or something like that. He was from Iraq. Is that right? Am I getting confused? Am I getting my Joes confused again?
Yeah, I mean, you are getting old.
Yeah, I am getting old. But yes, he was promoted by the Chief of Staff of the Army on Fort Bragg just a few days ago to specialist. So I figure, hey, that's pretty cool. So you guys, feel free to you guys can talk too in the chats. You can catch me up. I got to catch up. What's going on?
Whatever events we missed, put it in the chat. We'll definitely bring it up. So we had Hurricane Ida.
Yep, Hurricane Ida. Yep, got that.
Yeah, that bitch came rolling in, and then so interesting enough, come to find out, a little bit of World War I news. The Harlem Hellfighters. They were a group of black soldiers. They actually got the congressional. Sorry, guys. Gold medal.
That's right. Yeah, I did just remember seeing something like that. Yep.
Yeah, I posted that. What else? Well, so then there was the Hurricane Idaho. No, there was no potatoes in this hurricane. So would that be Sharknado?
With potatoes and shit flying at you?
Hurricane
Idaho.
Potato.
Hurricane Ida, potato, and all that. Yep. We're gonna get to that in a minute, Scott. That's been the meme fire. That's gonna be probably one of the last things we talk about tonight, because there's some things that's going on there. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Okay, so those gentlemen are getting what they deserve.
Right.
And so there's been this whole manhunt with the Gabby Petito and that piece of shit. That finally came to an end.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to tell you. Okay. As a father to two beautiful daughters, as soon as my daughter was missing and the dude didn't come back, I know there was somebody tweeted or posted something on Facebook.
That was me.
That you wouldn't have fucking found his ass either.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, am I gonna get zucked if I say this? But his parents would be in an undisclosed garage until I found out where the fuck he was. Let's put it that way. That just of course purely speaking out of passion and a pure hyperbole, being a father of two girls, that would have been the case. I would have seen some shit like that if that would have been my daughter. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Brian. And you don't know what's going on. I know it's kind of shady. There's just some shady shit going on with the parents. Didn't Dog the Bounty Hunter said he was going to do some shit too, or something like that?
Like he was searching, but apparently an alligator got to Brian or some shit before the dog did. But
yeah, whatever happened to Dog the Bounty Hunter? You notice that he just fucking faded the fuck out as soon as he said he was going to come out of that he did what happened? So Radar says, I'm surprised they found his body. Exactly that, man. I'm surprised they found. Well, like I said, I am a dad, and I'm
a mom,
and there'd be 3 people missing. Let's put it that way. That's a hell no. But of course, feel for the parents of the girl. That's nuts. So did they find any more pieces? Because I know it's Florida. I know didn't they have like Casey Anthony's kid, and they went back and found more evidence of that stuff once, you know what I mean, for Kaylee Anthony too as well.
Honestly, I don't remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Well, somebody said that they found a water bottle near the location where they found Brian Laundrie, and I'm just curious to see if it's the same thing, the same situation. Yeah, exactly. The more fat electrician. Fat electrician's gonna come on. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Since we're just shooting the shit, catching up.
He was already on the show.
Oh, he was? Did I miss that? What the fuck was that?
Yes, and we will have more fat electrician. I promise.
What the hell was I at? Damn. I saw the fucking fun. God dang, dude. Yeah, okay.
I was running everything while y'all were fucking gone. I'll just say.
I'm gonna tell you what. From what Spanky told me, you and Spanky and Flash and Props and Warhol, you guys were like, you guys were running faster than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. You guys did pretty good. I'm impressed. Great work, smashing. Once again, golf clap. But again, I would. It would have been it'd been a hot minute before I found some fucking that dude. Fuck that. I mean, yeah, it sucks. Sucks that he fucking. I would say it sucks that he's dead. I'm just saying it sucks that the fact that there was no justice and no answers of what happened to Gabby. You know what I mean? Like what happened? Jim says that would have been never of a freaking. She would never have gone with him in the first place. As we get into the parenting and stuff like that, how would you feel about that? So anyway, he is. He's freaking hilarious. I'm going back to the fat electrician. I'm reading all the chats and everyone's like throwing DMs at me like, "Hey, you're back. Yeah. Is that you on WTF Nation? Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. I'm on air." This was supposed to happen in post. Yeah, what's up there, Heath? My man. Always, Heath. Always. Narcissistic ex-wife number 4. Gone with the Wind. Did you win? Of course, brother. Glad to see you in the chats, man. Glad to see everybody back. But anyways, okay. So after that, what happened?
R. Kelly, Mr. R. Piss on Your Sheets. R. Kelly. He has been found guilty for sex trafficking and racketeering.
Damn.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, like pee on you, R. Kelly? I want to piss on you?
Yeah.
From Dave Chappelle?
Oh, did I say pee on your sheets? Like, yeah, pee on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That dude.
I'm just watching all the feeds there. Everyone's like, what about Dave Chappelle? Everyone's like throwing on there. Oh, man. So he got convicted of trafficking. Did he get busted for anything else? Did he get busted for peeing on somebody? Or I know that's a joke that Dave Chappelle just brought to the limelight, but it's fucking hilarious.
What is? I mean, that whole skit, the whole song that Dave Chappelle did is fucking hilarious.
Drip, 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 drip.
Because, I mean, Dave Chappelle fucking knew it was going.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Well, Dave Chappelle said on one of his shows, he's like, man, why are you doing videos about me peeing on people? And then Dave Chappelle said, why are you doing videos about you peeing on people? Okay, so R. Kelly got busted. What's his time? Is he facing any time or something like that, or what?
They mentioned life in prison, and I guess he's about to spill the beans on people. So we're just going to say this ahead of time. He did not suicide himself.
Speaking of which, they got to give my gratuitous Epstein didn't kill himself. Thanks, Radar, for bringing that up. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Okay, so, I mean, that all is going on. And then, of course, last week we learned the news of Colin Powell passing.
Oh, I know. It fucking sucks, man. Colin Powell, and then General Odierno as well.
Exactly. I mean, to me, they seemed like they were great leaders.
No, they were. They definitely left a legacy. General Odierno was one of the biggest, advocates for behavioral health, and of course, General Powell is General Powell. You know what I mean? What can if you don't know who General Powell is, then that's on you. You live under a rock. Yeah, it's rest in peace, generals. That was a surprise on both of them too, because then wasn't it both had like cancer or something like that? What General Odierno had cancer?
Yes, he did have cancer. Actually, General Powell, his was complications from COVID.
So
he was also 84 years old. So
Scott says that, or watch R. Kelly talk about how there's a sex cult in Hollywood, and then wham, he gets shanked in jail, and the cameras just happen to be malfunctioning. Yeah. I think there were some complications with General Powell, though, that he had, myeloma or something like that, and then the COVID made it worse because he had a compromised immune system. I know everybody's like freaking, that of course polarized everybody to make it so freaking political about the coof and getting the coof spray. And the reason why we're saying that right now is because, can we say this right now? Because YouTube, anything that you say on YouTube that has to do with anything of the coof, you know what I'm talking about, right? The coof. They say it's bad. And I'll tell you what, matter of fact, I'll give a perfect example. Cause and Friday Night Freedom. Say I was listening, doing all my stuff and traveling and all that sort of shit. And of course I, tuned in all the shows and all that. And Cos was talking about the coof, right? But he was talking about the coof the way other people talk about the coof. They were just talking about specific things and talking about, laws and just talking about, what states are doing or what type of preventative measures. He was basically repeating what the news was saying already. We got a strike on our freaking YouTube page. And I even disputed it with YouTube and said, hey, look, this is the same stuff that you guys spouted about, and all Cos was really reading was news from CNN and Fox and, the mainstream media stuff. He was just talking about just normal, what you would see for any type of coof. We think that because the algorithm, when we say coof, the other word, that's why. So from here on out, I'm saying coof, just like everyone's talking about, who is this? What's this Let's Go Brandon thing?
That's hilarious. I wanted to call it lung herpes. But...
But I mean, did some? I mean, I've kind of like watched the social media threads and all that, and it's just been funny how just merely talking about it, because there was CNN when CNN had when Joe Rogan had CNN Sanjay Gupta on, the doctor, to talk about the coof, and the next thing you know, everyone's freaking out and just talking about him having a presence and he shouldn't have been on and he shouldn't talk. Man, I would love to have somebody talked about the coofs just to talk about it. I'd have everybody educated and all this stuff. But my biggest thing was the fact that we had, exactly, just call it the plague. See, that's the thing. We don't know if we could say the plague. Can we say the plague or the coof? Or say whatever. Did we just get booted? I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, it looks like we're all live. It looks like we're broadcasting. The last time we said this, that we got cooftified. just because Kaz was talking about it. Just by talking about it and just literally talking about news that was going on throughout specific measures that each states were doing, Kaz got, we got our warning. And you can't even see the other stuff too. I guess there was a NASCAR race where somebody was talking about some stuff. And Brandon. What the guy's name? Brandon something. What was the name of the race car driver? The name of the race car driver was Brandon or something like that. And now everything has gone to hell with this Lima Golf Bravo because now Facebook and everybody else gets pissed off and butthurt when you mention those words. It's kind of funny because we're broadcasting on 8 different platforms already. So if we get busted on Facebook, you can always look us up on YouTube. Well, if we don't get busted from that, or you can look us up on Twitch if you're gaming and decide to, goof around, or on Twitter, because apparently Twitter just lets shit happen. And a lot of sensitive feelings happening on Twitter lately. I think it's kind of hilarious. Like my man Jack Ghost said, there's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but not a real, what was it? Not, what did he say again? It was a lot of, hang on.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of
being flagged on Facebook, and at Facebook got themselves in trouble.
You know what?
It's fucking hilarious.
It's Zuck got zucked himself. He zucked himself. How do you zuck yourself?
Zucker Karen bot.
Again, I just find it quite funny that a lot of irony's been happening a lot in social media. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing that pisses me off about Facebook. There's a lot of pages that can control your shit. And I can't believe, because there's some testimony from some whistleblower that works at Facebook. And I can't believe that all the memes that I got banned for, I'm not saying that I have more than one Facebook account, but it ain't on Twitter, it's the Shadow Realm. That's right, Scott. That for all, we remember me and you were talking about how our memes got us on our Facebook jail for like freaking 30 days for a meme that we posted back in 2016 or 2017.
Oh yeah.
So I find it really hard.
There should be a statute of limitations. I'm just saying.
Right. There should be a meme statute of limitations for individuals who post memes that will go back way back in the day. Yeah. Well, what's behind me? Yeah, my studio's not finished. I'm probably gonna get busted or people make fun of me. But at least I had to put my obligatory ghost painting. There you go. Had to put that up there. And yeah, I was gonna put some helmets and guns up there and stuff, but I don't want the kid to grab it and whatever.
Well, I mean, we might get flagged for that.
Yeah. What, for posting guns and shit?
Yeah.
So there was some testimony going on up on Congress, and now I guess the whistleblower has traveled across to the UK and talked about how mean Facebook is. Facebook is mean. And how individuals are on Facebook and these specific groups are fomenting hate and fomenting this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, how could you, doesn't Facebook, see, I kind of find that's kind of like Facebook. I don't know. If Facebook is busting me out for a meme that I did about someone choking on something a long time ago and they said it violated community standards, or the space.
Today?
Yeah. Or the space dong. What the hell?
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole algorithm is changing. Like, it wasn't like that in fucking 1996.
1996. It wasn't back then. Back in WW Facebooks.
Yeah, right.
Flashback, exactly. No, but
how can they get us on that for that? Like, I'm not going to go through my entire profile to censor myself to make sure I do not get thrown in Facebook. I don't want to say I kind of went back and went through my that was bright. I went back through my my profile. I did. I went through 1, 2, 3. I went through several of my Facebook profiles. You can ban me, but you can't ban all of me. How about that? They went through. Go ahead. Other thing too, like, so my recent stint was from something I posted on our Facebooks. We appealed it. They said, sorry, we got this wrong. And they still threw me in.
And they still threw you in Facebook jail. I think they didn't want to punish the page.
I don't know what the deal. I'm just like, what? Like, you said you were fucking wrong, and you're still gonna. And then what sucks is, like, there is no one you can talk to at all.
No, I know Flash had to deal with a lot of individuals back and forth when it came to that too. When he does, Flash is pretty good on the Facebook disputes and all that. So, but I think what it is they like it. They like Flash when he's doing the music stuff. But when it comes to like this violates community standards, then that's the stuff where we kind of like, yeah, whatever. I guess we suck. But my biggest thing is that what was the reason why Facebook went offline? It went offline for like 6 hours. I mean, there were some people that were really fucking tweaking over that shit. I thought crackheads were bad. I thought individuals who needed their fit. It wasn't just Facebook. It was WhatsApp. It was Instagram, right? It was the Instas. It was the Gram, and WhatsApp. Yeah, all these things started going out. People freaking out. It was almost like a million. And you know what? It was actually kind of a zenful moment. It was actually kind of one of those things to where you're like, you see somebody Facebook that, some person you may know. I don't like that fucker either. No, I'm so glad. In a way, I kind of got used to it. I was like, you know what? Okay. I was talking to the team on the main page. I'm like, okay, since if Facebook's dead and it killed everything, we have to make certain plans to have our,
another form of communication.
Another form of dissemination platforms that we have, because we have, we're already on 14 different platforms. So let's make more. So Facebook really just knocked us just 2 out of the way. And I was doing some of the research to maybe go into other spots to have our, to have WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments broadcast somewhere else. Well, we're already on Twitch. We're on YouTube. So I figured, okay, let's just do this. Let's just freaking figure something out, and I'll do some research. And the next thing you know, leave a bad Yelp review. The next thing you know, I was like, literally before I was like, okay, we're done. It came back alive. And when it came back alive, I swear to God, I had so many DMs, so many messages, so many, I had people thinking, because they were probably out in the field, like, why are you ignoring me, blah, 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 and all that. What happened to you? You just went, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sorry. Email worked.
Well, I know. Tell my DM, look, no, like, I'm not ignoring you. That's what went down.
When am I going to get my own app? I don't know, man. I don't know, Scott. I know every time somebody gets their own app, they get pretty stupid, or they get butthurt. Okay, I'm gonna crack a joke right quick. Did you hear about D Treasy? I'm sorry, I got to rack. I know it's Monday edition. It's news. Isn't that what the Monday? Hang on, let me pull up the graphic right here. News, commentary, and discussion. So we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. But okay, since D Treasy was taken off of all the platforms, and he tried to create his own, and I guess there's some standards, and I wanted to, like, I don't want to say I wanted to go in there to troll them or just to see what's up, but there was the I guess the terms of services that you couldn't, like, be mean to them or some shit like that, and I'll pull it up later, and this will be probably a future Monday edition broadcast, since we're just catching up. And I was just thinking, damn, dude. If you're going to create a platform and talk about freedom of speech and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're telling the users, but you can't say mean shit, isn't that the whole reason why we got on social media anyways? Is to say so much shit that you feel like talking about. Fuck your feelings and all this other shit, and everybody else.
The irony is how they banned D Treasy.
Right.
Yeah.
They banned him because of that. Right.
They were caught. They were the ones that pushed the shit.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I just think it's funny. I know everyone's like, hey, man, how come you talking about D Treasy? I guess you guys forgot. We kind of talk about everybody here on WTF Nation Radio.
Everyone's fair game.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's coming on next week. No, just kidding.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome. You should do it up. You should check it out. It's just funny. But anyways, yeah, D Treasy was like, everyone's talking about no more mean tweet, hey, at least we can have mean tweets, or like whatever, or we miss mean tweets. But if you guys want mean tweets, but you can't be on a platform that lets you be mean, then why have it? Wasn't that the whole idea of no mean tweets, or we want our mean tweets back, or whatever? That's a whole nother fucking discussion anyways.
It is.
Ooh, Alex Jones. You know, that's another thing too. Some of the stuff that we have planned could be something in the likes of Alex Jones. Hey, thanks, Ice, for bringing me back. I appreciate it. This is really fucking cool. You know, I want him to. I want to just shoot the shit with. There's some like Joe Rogan. There's some individuals that we've been talking to that I would love to fucking come on and discuss.
Would we get zucked though? That's the issue.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Would we get zucked? I don't know. Is it a zucking issue? Zucking A type of thing? You know what I mean? Would you get zucked if you have Joe Rogan coming on WTF Nation Radio, or me, or CQ go visit Joe Rogan and hang out with him, or we have Alex Jones coming on here or something like that, you know, to kind of have talking to everybody, because I know already, fuck, I don't even know what's going on. I mean, shit, if you're gonna have to be mean, I'm taking my platform and going home. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Don't be mean. But just having a discussion. We've had, and for you new listeners to WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments, especially when it came to the Monday edition, we have had the gamut of extreme liberal and extreme conservative individuals. I wouldn't say not really extreme conservative. I don't think we haven't had any extreme either end, but we've had progressive liberal and we've had Republican conservative guests on here. So it's not. I don't know. We even had Vermin Supreme on here. So I don't think it's
that was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far to say that if we have somebody like Alex Jones, so we can get ahead. We even sparred back and forth with the guy who created action figure therapy, and he came on here and he was anti-Trump, and I called him on and we had a great discussion and it was good back and forth. We had somebody who was running against Trump, who was running for president as a progressive liberal. He came on, shot the shit, and all that great discussion. So that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm not going to hear and sit there and say, well, fuck you because of this. We are thinking about having different formats, though, for like highlighting stolen valor. Middle Twitter tweets of the week. So if you're kind of shy about having, if you don't like your shit off on Twitter and you don't want to see it on Facebook, it's okay. We'll broadcast it to millions. Some of the hot takes that we have seen on Twitter that we have laughed about, to include mean comments towards yours truly. Could you believe they talk to me about they're mean to me? They're mean to me. I don't understand. We help each other out. We're here to help people. And they're just mean. There's just abolish WTFM. I unfollow WTFM. Fuck those guys. Blah, 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 blah. Well, okay. Well, see you later. Bye. You don't have to follow us then.
We had a few of those this past month.
Yeah, I know. We had. Yeah, I saw that. That's what I'm saying. I saw that one guy. He blocked us already, anyways, but got the ass because you wouldn't post some crazy ass weird conspiracy theory vampire blood sucking whatever cult. Something about some green lizards or some shit like that. Is that what it was?
I don't remember. It was like something that was out there.
Yeah. Then we had some other crew saying that we're a bunch of misogynists and we're a bunch of this, we're a bunch of that. Oh my god, damn! It's now. There's no more discussion ever. You can't have discussions with anybody anymore. It's either you're a one side or you're not the other side. And then when somebody gets the coof, one side says, "Oh man, that sucks," and the other side's good. That's what they get, and I hope they die. That's some fucked up shit. You know what I mean? It's just like
it is. I don't mean to laugh, but it is.
No. But it pisses me off because then it's like really then let me go back to the numbers that I said again. Okay, U.S. Army WTF Moments right now and WTF Nation Radio combined have a total of almost 200 million reach. Okay. Obviously, it's those individuals that come to us to get their information, because somewhere along the fucking line in the U.S. Army, the U.S. military, the DOD, or the Department, or the Department of Veterans Affairs, that information that they're getting from you is fucking bunk. So, of the engagements that just last week, as a matter of fact, let me grab some stats. Just in the last few days, U.S. Army WTF Moments has engaged over 2 million people just in post engagements, back and forth with the admins. And we get 1,000 or so messages a week. I don't understand how I once like, oh, well, this is this. Well, I'm going to tell you what. We're the fucking pulse. The last time I checked. Yeah. Yeah, I would just like, yeah. Robert says, I would just like to talk about the stuff that affects the military and civilian DOD population. Well, that's what we're for, man. Part of our mission statement is to cross that bridge, to cross that civ-mil divide, all the hipster fucking terms that all the individuals like to say that like to throw, freaking, that's usually a Thursday deal. You're right. That's Sergeant's time. But we're catching up anyway, so we can jump on that. But I'm serious. It just pisses me off. And I've talked to senior leaders, and some senior. I guess there's a rumor about that I quit. A rumor that went out that maybe I'm doing something else or something. Like, nah, I was just taking a good break, and a well-deserved break. And I'll be honest with you, that what I see from how everyone's going back and forth, and who I see from individuals, don't worry, future shows will be able to highlight that, of individuals going after members of our military they think they fucking can just because they fucking have a bad take or something like that, who probably only served, I don't know, maybe 2 years of their fucking life in the military, or probably even served, or probably got med boarded out, within, or didn't even finish basic training, that like to come at our fucking leaders and our soldiers and our veterans with experience. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of the media that we've been that I've been seeing going back and forth with our members of the military, and a lot of the members of media that have been with the military and all that, hey, fucking hey, shout out, whatever. I just remember that one time, it just got to the point where if somebody in the military would say something, you were like told not to fight with the public. Don't go downtown. Somebody rumor is somebody there was somebody saying that I was cloned, that there was something happening because I was seen all around, specific and across the country. My face has been seen. Yep. Oh, Heath knows. But I will say I did get to on my time out. I did get to visit some fans and hang out with some fans and friends and all that stuff. So that was pretty good. But anyways, come back to what I was saying. There's been times where I have seen. I don't know. I just scroll the fuck up. If I see something that's fucked up, or I see something that's whatever, and I don't agree with something, I just kind of like scroll up.
Yeah.
I don't really engage it unless it's something that, I don't know, I feel like, it's kind of like not true, dude, or you shouldn't talk about it. I don't mean, some other veteran and influencers. I should say influencers because that's what you fucking are. If you're commanding an audience that's large, you are a fucking influencer. It doesn't matter if you like the taste of influence or who you're being influenced by or what the status of it, whether it be a fucking rifle company or a coffee company or a t-shirt company, you're a fucking influencer. We just don't fucking, I don't know. It just seems like there needs to be some togetherness. There needs to be some sort of, I don't know. As a veterans couldn't even fucking do an association right without fighting with each other. Somebody will say some shit and be like, well, I guess we're not going to fucking do this. Robert says that real military leaders don't talk politics. Lately, that belief has been thrown out the window. I will say that there's nothing wrong with the leader protecting their formation. So, like, if somebody was talking to you, talking shit about your soldiers, and talking shit about your unit, talking shit about what you do, saying that you're fucked up for what you're doing, saying that how you serve your country is the wrong way to do it, I can kind of see some soldiers coming back. You know what I mean? I could see some people clap. Well, my kids say, "Dad, you just need to clap back." So I'm just picturing myself clapping at somebody. I'm gonna clap back at you. Clap back. I'm gonna clap back. Or be a micro influencer. That's what she said. But my point being is that there's nothing wrong, Robert, with a leader and someone that's attacking their formation, and especially someone who really doesn't know what that formation does or really know what that role of their soldiers are. I would kind of be like, are we freezing up? Somebody says we're freezing up. Let me see. Hang on. Let me look. Hang
on. Don't blame him.
Ooh, that was bright.
He's old. He forgot how to do this.
Yeah. No. See, everyone's like, yeah. Everyone says, yeah. There. Aaron says I'm good. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Why are you guys scaring me like that? Some of y'all need to get some better webs. How about that, huh? Y'all need to get some better internets. People talking shit about how the current administration is, or the past administration, or what leaders have been going. You're not speaking of the Lieutenant Colonel. You applaud him. Well, see, that's the thing, man. I'll tell you what. We'll talk about that after the break. How about that? We'll talk about that Lieutenant Colonel after that. Because that you bring up a good point.
He's on my list.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay, well, then there you go. That'd be the first thing. Because we're going to take a break. It's already been an hour. Shit.
Right?
Fuck, we're hauling ass. It'll give me time to go to the gym. But anyways. So, let's take a break. And then, we'll be right back. So, yeah, this is me. This is how we're going to do our show now with cams. So you're going to see cameras just like on Cause's show, just like on CQ show. Just you're going to see it like that from here on out. All of them are, just not me. Okay, everyone's saying that I'm breaking up. So, anyways, okay. So we'll be right back. Everyone, take a break and shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nation Radio.
sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. Boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Well, most of us, we made it home, but we never came back. When we close our eyes at night, we hear a rocket attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
So, what were we talking about? Oh, thanks, CQ. Man, I know. Appreciate all your assistance over the weekend. All right, so now that we're back, all right, what were we talking about now? We were talking about this lieutenant colonel dude, right? What was it? What was the deal?
He was speaking out against how the whole shit show happened in Afghanistan.
All right. So Marine Lieutenant Colonel Schiller, is that dude right there? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think I talked about it before, and how, though he is right to talk about accountability, and this is like the very first videos. I don't want everybody to think, oh, look at me, see, I should look at me. No. The very first video that he posted was, I don't know, he was like freaking in his office, right? And he was talking about how our leaders need to be held account, blah, 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 which kind of, I could kind of see, okay, all right. He's got a good point. Now, what do I do to say so young since I'm so old? Man, hang on. Oh, first off, it's more than one marriage.
It's Botox.
No, come on. You know me. I don't use that stuff. I squeeze the juice. I squeeze the juice out of all my divorce decrees and rub it all over me and then exfoliate that way. How about that? What's up, Ekinator? Long time no see.
I was going to say the tiers of lieutenants and privates, but okay.
Right. Well, that too. I mean, what was I saying? Oh, I did have some issues with him talking about the accountability portion, because as a senior commander in a battalion commander, he kind of, he stepped over the line in talking about his commander in chief and talking about how senior leaders, blah, blah, blah. He pushed it. Now, he could have gone the way of everybody else on fucking social media that seems to be in a specific clique, that when they post something on fucking social media, it just goes ahead and just passes on through, right? It's not a big deal, right? Did you know the Marine Corps has a far more stricter social media policy than the Army does? And I guarantee it, if somebody was in the Army and tweeted that shit, it'd have been all right. I'm sorry, this is the way it is. No one's gonna fucking get away with it. You could say whatever the hell you want in the Army, and no one's gonna fucking say nothing, as long as it's in a specific hot take that everyone likes to talk about, and everyone pats you on the back and has all these, oh yeah, he so whatever. Because when it comes to a lieutenant colonel in the Marine Corps doing it, they weren't fucking playing. Nah, they weren't fucking. Shut the fuck up. Now, he fucked up when he violated the order. Once he got told, hey man, you need to chill that shit out and knock it off, then that right there had been that's you should have knocked it off. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where you're kind of like you're kind of done, right? You get ordered not to post something. Hell, you used to be in the fucking Army, dude. Lieutenant Colonel Scheller just said it. Hey, I'm gonna send this to somebody in the Army, and then it had been tweeted out, and it had not been a big deal. They wouldn't have been a big deal. Everyone who wants to tell me that the Army's got, we have whole specific standards when it comes to the social media policy. Bullshit. Don't see it. Seeing some of the tweets and seeing some of the posts on Facebook pages by people on both sides, yeah. Bullshit. I've yet to see it being enforced. Now, don't get me wrong. Going back to Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, he violated an order. That was it. That's the whole thing. If you get told, hey, stop tweeting that shit, or stop doing, shut up, or stop, cease and tweetsist. Stop tweeting, stop shit posting. Because then he started going like on these crazy ass fucking videos like he was Colonel Kurtz from fucking Apocalypse Now. You know what I mean? He was doing it from a fucking bus. He was doing it from all this. He's saying this is going to happen. And he's going to be like, I was, like expecting freaking, the Doors come back, in the background. This is the end. Beautiful end. Not yet, Pat. Not yet. We're not. No. I was talking about. We'll drag that later, because there's some more information about that. What was I saying? Oh, so I think had he shut the fuck up, had he listened to orders and listened to what his bosses would have said, I think he'd have been good. I think the first post had been like, people clutching pearls and shit. Oh my lord. Oh, I can't believe he said that. Oh my god. And people freaking out and all this other stuff. Oh yeah. And people, dragging him and all. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I could see that happen. I could say, he would have shut up and that'd have been it, right? But then he kept posting and posting and posting and posting. I'm like, dude, really? You're going to kind of like shut up now? You were ordered not to say. So they threw him in the brig. They said, shut up. You're going to be thrown in jail. And then everybody got all mad because, he did this because he was a... Now, in the end effect of this whole thing, he Disobeyed an order. It is, Ginger. It is a tough situation when it comes to that. He disobeyed an order. He should have not posted when he was told not to post, and that'd have been it. He only had like a couple of years before he was going to retire anyways, right? So why didn't he just wait to fucking do that and then became the hero of the whatever, you know? And then he'd have been good to go if he just kept his mouth shut. Yeah, exactly that, Robert. He did say that. He did say that he was ready to accept the fact that he was going to have to resign. But you know what? Nothing really happened about that. There was no discussion about him resigning or him getting court-martialed until he did his other post and he was told to shut up and stop, stop posting. When you're kind of in the military and you get told to stop shit posting, then, especially if you're in the Marine Corps, then whatever. He probably likes pineapple on his pizza too. What's wrong with having pineapple? What the hell's wrong with having pineapple on pizza?
I don't know.
What the hell is there?
I'll eat it.
What the hell, man?
But it's not like the thing I'm going to go and order.
Right. What? You're talking about pizza? About pineapple on pizza? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Upside down pepperonis and jalapenos and pineapple. What's up with that? What's up? You want to fight? Come on. I don't care. I'll fight you. But going back to what I was saying, had Lieutenant Colonel Scheller had just shut the fuck up and stopped continuously posting, and of course, everybody else is feeding on that shit. And I don't know. See, I don't know, Robert. They don't want to set him as an example because had he just shut up and not posted, he disobeyed an order. He disobeyed an order, and that'd have been it. The first post, like I said, that was like his free gimme. Unlike other people in the military, like, I don't know, Army. Woo! Army people? They don't have we don't have a strict ass fucking social media policy like the Marine Corps does. They just get told whatever, and then he probably pours milk in it before his cereal. Hi, Jen. The color coordinator of cereal, exactly. But I don't think they wanted a punishment. I think the punishment with him was had he not violated that order, and then he'd been it. That'd have been good to go. I'd have waited a couple of years and just started shit posting. You'd have been all right. Start up U.S. Marine Corps WTF moments, and you probably would have been, legit. You know what I mean? But he waited. But he did that again. I can't go back to. I keep going back to. He did not follow the order. Did not follow order at all. Got told to stop shit posting. I'm gonna keep beating that. I'm gonna keep beating that horse because everyone's like, "Oh, I should have known you did it." And like, no, it's actually that's really what my whole thing was. Like I said, I actually kind of see where he was coming from with the first post. But they wanted to punish him because he was violating an order. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the thing to whatever. So, and then the subsequent posts that he kept doing, like I said, it just got weird, man. The thing when he was in a bus or something like that, and then after doing the chess pieces moving around and talking about what he was going to do, especially in this environment now, everybody says something. You're now a seditionist or a traitor, or you're pacifist, or you're whatever, or you're a goon, or you're not, or you're mill Twitter, you're not, whatever. And everyone's just like, God damn. Orders were meant to be violated. Is that what? Republicans want him to testify. You know what? Then fucking let him. See, that's another thing too. What? Well, I don't know. It's kind of funny. They're asking everybody to testify these days. Why not?
I mean, what? Recently. I wouldn't say recently. For the entire time, I don't even know what the whole testifying in front of Congress. What the fuck does that really do?
Right.
Nothing.
That's another thing too. How they issued a subpoena for Steve Bannon, and then they filed a contempt whatever for not showing up. Have you seen how we testify in Congress? Have you seen how we do things in Congress? I'd have just shown up. Fucking show up. Show up. Who cares? You're going to testify before Congress. You're going to violate a subpoena for Congress. I mean, of course, we went way off the fucking deep end with that one, but. He could have testified. Or he could have wrote a book. He could have said Oorah, Bellawood, Leatherneck, whatever. He'd have been all right. He'd have posted something on fucking line, and he'd have been like the next person running for office with whatever and how he feels and all that. Or it could have been a pundit on Fox News. That's really the way I see it. Like Kaz says, had he just posted that one after his first post, he would have been all right. He'd have been good to go. Nobody would have said anything. Well, they did say something. They said, "Fucking stop posting." But anyways, okay. So that was Colonel Scheller, right? So is it still what else we have on the list? What was it? What else we have on the list? We got going on? I got fucking.
Well, I mean, I did get TikTok famous.
Yeah, tell me about that, man. Would you you threw something on the talks, and the next thing you know, everyone's freaking out. They're like, "Hey, did you see what Mom's doing?" I'm like, "Oh, what's going on? What do I miss?" And then I see the link, and I'm fucking dying, man.
So this is kind of like a shameless plug. I do have my own little business doing my craft shit, and as Ice calls it, yarning and sewing.
Yeah, yarning and sewing.
So I had, I took this Dollar Tree idea where I took 2 baskets and skeletons and put them together to look like a cage, and the skeletons were doing, some kind of positions that you would see on OnlyFans, and everybody lost their shit.
And not only did everybody lost their shit, but it was kind of funny.
It was funny. It was hilarious.
I thought it was freaking hilarious when I saw it. When they're like, and it's another thing too about, being part of WTF Nation and you guys being part of the staff. And when you say something and the next thing they're like, did you see what Mom posted on? Yeah, let me see. And man, I was laughing my ass off. I couldn't stop laughing. Some of the stuff you post is pretty freaking funny, and I'll admit it. I don't know what is it about the talks that gets people intoxicated. Ha ha ha! Dad joke snort. Scott says there was also a colonel that resigned because of the COOF mandates as well. Right. All these colonels are like getting out and shit. Yeah.
I mean, do you blame them?
I mean, well, no. I mean, just kind of like. See, I think the argument when it comes to the COOF and the COOF spray is that it's gotten to the point to where no one can have a legit conversation about it. I mean, me and Spanky talked about it before. You could be all about vaccinations, and you could be all about that stuff, and it's okay to just to say, hey, cool. But it's also, you could say that it's not cool for mandates. You can still have the same mind. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get how everyone can now, like I said, somebody gets the COOF and immediately becomes if they're friends with you or they're not part of a specific group, then the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, that's what they get. They deserve it. I hope something happens to them. You're thinking, damn, dude. Okay, gotcha. I love tacos too.
I mean, the whole COOF thing has really showed everyone's true colors.
Oh my God, man.
Oh, so are we like on to like the recent news about
so
what's his name?
which what's his names? We have 2 hot button what's his names in the news. So what are we talking about? What are we
looking at? One with the whole Alec Baldwin.
Eric Barron.
Like my whole thing is it's
go ahead.
Hilariously ironic, but it's not funny because someone did die.
Okay.
That's my whole thing. But then again, like I get said, is like it's so ironic.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing with how Eric Barron. And the reason why I say it like that is because I remember Team America, and that's all I can think about is Team America and Eric Barron. Weird. I was going to say something that'll probably get me zucked, but that group, the Film Actors Guild, here at the Film Actors Guild, I'm Alec Baldwin. It's a moment of silence for cookies. My biggest thing is this, I posted a timeline on Twitter and other social media accounts about how in the military, when we're about ready to do range operations, we have specific hit times to hit, and I put, blah, 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 this time. The first thing I put, though, was the weapons draw. So weapons draw starts at this time, blah, blah, blah. Lane hot, ammo, rain hot goes, at 0900, and then I think I tweeted out like freaking at 915. Lane 2 has a negligent discharge. And then you call up the range control, and then you blame the armorer that issued the weapon. Now, he's been a pretty big anti-gun guy. On a lot of, everything he says is anti-gun. He's even posted some tweets talking about how what? How does it feel to involuntarily kill somebody or not mean to kill somebody? Something like that.
Uh-huh.
And
that aged well.
Yeah, I'm about to say it did age well. Look, it's unfortunate. Everybody who has had who owns a weapon or is a weapons aficionado or has trained in weapons, you know that at any event, I'm specifically talking about weapons training. I'm not talking about filming and stuff like that, because I have friends that are involved in film that we had a pretty good discussion about it. No more range operations, no more weapons handling and stuff like that. Everybody knows that as soon as if someone is going to give you a weapon, you make sure that the person, hey, look, if they didn't clear it, you clear it first. Drop the magazine, blah, blah, clear it and all that stuff. Everybody knows that. Everybody who's been in for or has handled or has respected weapons or firearms, I should say, knows that that's what you do. On a movie set, everyone started wrapping around and picking pepper out of fly shit when it came to what was a prop and what was a gun and what was a fake gun and what was a real gun. It was a movie gun or a real. Someone said, and I saw this too, that if it fires a projectile, it's not a fake gun. It's a real gun. It's not a prop gun. It is a prop in a film. It is a prop just like a car is. Again, a friend of mine was telling me that it's just like a prop. A car is a prop in a film. When you see him, when you see Vin Diesel and It's All About Family doing the Fast 9 shit, Fast and Furious 50s, and then you're freaking seeing them jumping cars. And those cars are props. Even though they're cars, they're still props. Everyone, of course, is bringing up, what was it, Brandon Lee from The Crow.
Yep.
And everyone's like, that brought back memories and all this other stuff. They're going after the armor, or everyone's saying it's the armor's fault. Everyone's saying it's one of the director's fault. Everyone's saying it's Alec Baldwin's fault. I will say there is a recipe for disaster and steps that caused that tragedy to fucking happen. The director of photography and the director, I guess, got hit too. She was killed. And it's just one of those things to where there is specific policy. I don't know. I have been on a set where weapons are being handled, and I don't see. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was with some of the right people, or maybe I've been trained with some good professionals, or I've observed or I participated with good trainers and individuals that have shown me, some advanced stuff. Again, I've never blaming. Pat says that the movie industry is heavily compartmentalized between OSHA and unions when it comes to firearms use, because it wouldn't have been allowed to have that open cylinder. Disturbing stories: the guns master was having issues doing basic loads. That's another thing too. I wasn't there. Obviously, there was a search warrant conducted by the sheriff's department, and they will go ahead and they will I guess let us know what's happened. Break it down. Then exactly that, Baconator. It's supposed to be like supposedly six union workers walked off the set in protest right before it even happened, like a couple hours prior or before it happened. Sad as shit. Damn, William White. Sorry to hear that, brother. Now, Holly says that at first she was defending him because he has an autistic son and can lead a lot of rest of his nights, but then I decided he's a fucking idiot. How can you not know it's loaded and indeed real? I mean, you're given a weapon. I mean, we talk about that all the time when we talk about weapons. We're like, look at this guy. Is he pointing? You've even busted some people out on social media, Mom, talking about that shit, pointing weapons when they're not supposed to be doing. Or I think I saw one of your comments. You said even my mom ass knows not to do that. I think I saw you right or something like that.
I don't know. It just this whole is it an accident? I don't know. But the whole thing is all of us here with weapons training, and we all know you just don't. Once you're handed that firearm, like from someone else, you're responsible for that firearm. Period.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like
the safety, everything.
Everybody, everybody taught, especially if you're. I mean, don't they have? Did they not have a Exactly that, Ginger. Alec didn't know anything about keeping his booger hooker off the bang switch or bang button.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're going to have a movie or anything that deals with firearms, they need to give a fucking class on that, even if it's a fucking prop gun. Like,
well, see, that's the thing.
Safety.
But that's the thing. There were some issues. Pat, I'd say thanks, Pat. That Patrick said that there's some issues with the revolvers misfiring on the movie set from the warrant, and it could have been using authentic 19th century revolvers. I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, here we go. If he was so pro-gun, he would have checked and magged the chamber. Now, he was anti-gun, actually. So, yeah, see, that's something, too. It's they fired a natural round. I mean, that's a whole technical aspect. I could have some people call in and talk about, what they do normally in Hollywood. When normally Hollywood has, like, legit weapon. I mean, do you think of, like, all the weapons that Keanu Reeves used for John Wick? You know what I mean? All those weapons, all that training. Have you seen some of those videos of him doing his gun runs? Of Keanu Reeves doing his shit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how recoil kills somebody. That's a new one. I've never heard that before. I've never heard it. It's right, Daniel. Daniel's correct. The complaints that have been on there, there are those 3 gun runs were sick. Exactly that, Baconator. Exactly. Keanu was kicking ass in his role for John Wick. And no issues. I think it's almost like, weapons training is like perishable skills. There are skills that you continuously have to refine, and you can continuously keep working at. It's a perishable skill. You know what I mean?
It is.
So
I would still think, common sense, which is not to have your fucking booger hook on the trigger when you're not ready to fire. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The search warrants that everyone's revealed that there was safety issues before. There's been some negligent discharges before. It's a recipe for disaster. So we will. I guess we'll find out on that aspect. It sucks. It really does suck that something like that has to happen. I don't know. This is kind of everyone's like nobody checked the gun. Exactly that, William. I kind of how do I say this without sounding too callous? But wasn't he like shit posting about a lot of people doing stuff anyways on social media? Like he was like all over Twitter. The reason why there's no one's really sympathetic to him was because he was posting shit on social media, talking shit about gun owners and people who support the Second Amendment. Yeah.
It sucks. The $1 million question is, why was a live round anywhere near the guns? Exactly that. Supposedly, from what other reports are saying, is that one of the guns that was there, actually the gun that fired the lethal round, the gun that fired, was used for target practice, I guess, the day prior or something like that, and was just there. How the fuck you freaking, dude?
Robert.
You better check your shit before you wreck your shit. Should be the new theme. Exactly. God, man. So, what else did I miss? What else? We're talking about
that's kind of like on my list. That's it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go. Do we need to do a target practice in it? Why do we need to do target practice in a movie? I think Scott, there was more of a familiarization of the weapons, and I think just stupidity is what left the weapons on the table. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there, man. We're gonna have to wait till the details comes out and find out what exactly happened. But if it was used for target, exactly that way, and words right out of my mouth, man. If it was used for target practice, it shouldn't have been checked. It actually shouldn't have been on the fucking set. Because I've seen it done to where movies are filming with firearms. The individuals go train on the range, and then they go to the set, and there's fake weapons everywhere. There's like rubber guns, props, and stuff like that, so you could throw at somebody or pistol whip somebody or whatever. Or there's actual operating guns. There are actual fake replica guns that are used, and then they'll just simulate the CGI with the flash or something like that. I've seen that before. Then I've seen blank fire rifles that use a restrictor down the barrel. I'm not a gunsmith. I'm not a weapons master, I guess you would say. But I've seen that before. I have seen the weapons, getting freaking modified and all that. And every time they're broken down, and then that way when you pick up that weapon and that's considered your assigned weapon, then you look down, the individual has been trained from the range to look down and make sure that there's a restrictor down there, and they get some special training, and then they close it back up and all that. And then they wear it like they're on a fob. That's from what I've seen. But that's only one time. So, I mean, every weapons master. And then we need to get some weapons masters on here. You know what I mean? Let's get the guy that did John Wick. The people that did John Wick. That did Keanu Reeves' training program. Regimen, I guess you'd say. So, okay. Real quick. Russ, the anti-gun Baldwin movie where he actually kills somebody. Fucking savage. Fucking savage, Baconator. All right. There's been some news lately of simulation bullets prevent live rounds from being fired, or one that just use simulation. The blanks, I could see red blank connectors coming. Like I said, some of the ones that are milled with restrictors inside the barrel, you literally cannot put any rounds in there. If you do, the gun will explode. But yeah, we're gonna have to bring some weapons masters on here to kind of discuss that. But again, I've never seen weapons used in one location that are real weapons, and then the replica weapons that are used on the set. I've never seen only the training of it. I've never seen them together like that. So I'm again, without knowing the exact details of what the layout was, I'm pretty sure the sheriff's department there are conducting their investigation, and then they'll lay it out. So apparently, real quick, there's a dude in the Washington Post. I got to bring it up because it's kind of frustrating, because I'm trying to find out some of the deets. Actually, a lot of people are trying to find out some of the deets, and I'm getting beat up for it. So people are like, whatever, dude. So there's this guy. He's a full bird colonel, a colonel retired, James Waldron, and supposedly he was part of some January 6th bullshit and planning some bullshit with whatever. That's not what caught my eye, because you know what, those guys are they're gonna get hammered for whatever. If there's enough evidence to prosecute and whatever. Again, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of the investigation to know. But what did catch my eye is that the Washington Post published a story saying that this individual was a psyops expert. He's a psyops expert. You better watch out, he's psyops. Mom, he's psyops.
You say that again.
Staring at goats. Psyops. Staring at goats. So throughout the day, as I was, gathering his stuff and checking notes for the show tonight and all this other stuff, I was kind of looking like, let me just dig in a little bit, because I don't know this guy. And it wasn't a call out. I wasn't fucking going to talk shit about the guy or whatever. But it was one of being like, you find out about someone in your community. You've done that before, right? Somebody, when you were in the EMT and somebody would do something, you're like, hey, did you hear about so-and-so in this county? And you're like, yeah. Wasn't he working here and he did this? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone does that, right? Everyone does that shit talking. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of looking to see, okay, who is this guy? Who is this dude talking all this freaking, who this guy they're saying that he's a psyop expert? He's a psyop expert. Watch out, he's a psyop expert. So I was starting to dig, and me and some friends who are in the psyop world and the community, in the influence community, we're kind of like looking around, and then it's like, hey, this guy is Phil Waldron, a retired Army colonel who specialized in psychological operations, who was president of one of the Willard Rooms at the evening of January 6th. Here we go. What were they planning? I didn't give a fuck about that shit. I care about somebody who is saying he's psyop or he's involved or whatever. And I want to know if the Washington Post got that story wrong about this guy's credentials. Well, come to find out that as going throughout the day, first it was reported that he was an military intelligence guy. Then it was reported that he wasn't a psyop guy. Then he's reported that he was an expert in information operations. Then a cybersecurity specialist. Now a pilot. and, you know, pulling up pictures and shit like that. And I'm like, fuck, dude. You're just trying to find out who this guy is. And so then I had some people jump on me saying, oh, it's stolen valor. It's not stolen valor and all that. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're running around with credentials or saying you have credentials that you don't possess, yeah, okay, it's maybe, what, is it not stolen valor, or is it a career valor, or stolen career credentials? What would you call it?
Stolen whatever valor.
Yeah, stolen credentials valor. Yeah, stolen credentials valor. I can't even say that. Can you say that 5 times fast? Stolen credentials valor. So I had people who are like, you know, just jumping on my shit, saying, you know, oh, what are you talking about? Oh, that's not stolen. You're an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'm gonna read one here. Stolen valor. You people are idiots. Is what I got commented at. Hey, look. If someone's running around saying they're a cybersecurity expert and a news reporting agency or a journalist decides to say he's been using psyops, it's like to say that to bug my contemporaries. I'm going to dig into it. I mean, I was kind of like laughing at the fact that it was an MI guy. At least he wasn't a Delta Special Recon Ranger SEAL. Right, Scott? Exactly.
Or a Staff Sergeant Major.
Or a Staff Sergeant Major. Or MACV SOG Spec Ops Arsophogen, whatever. I've seen some crazy ass fucking acronyms for guys who do stolen valor. So I had people like, oh, well, what are you trying to say? I said, I'm just trying to find out where this guy says or who got it wrong, because I think what it is that he used some of his positioning and stuff like that to say that he was psyops, to say that he was an information. You know, some of this stuff is served in combat for 30 year decorated combat veteran, has extensive operational experience in surveillance and reconnaissance, strategic communications, joint information operations, special technical operations. You know, for people who know that is cyber and computer network operations, OPSEC, all source intelligence analyst, unconventional warfare, and operations integration. Really? Where did you get the psyops from? He even pulled his picture up and said, hey, is this guy psyops? Is this guy's got a picture? Freaking, he's got his aviator wings and all stuff like that. Everyone's like, well, maybe he did this or maybe he did that. I don't know. But when a news agency says he's a psyop guy, and then, of course, everyone jumps the bandwagon, they're using psychological operations. Only if they worked in the DFAC? Is that what you're saying? Is it racist to say secret squirrel? He's got the squirrel patch. Exactly that. In some states, it's considered as fraud. Yeah, it's fraud if he benefits from it. And that's what I'm saying. If he gained money from his discussions or whatever. Everyone knows that, you know, the people that we discuss, if you're going to, you know, you got your bona fides, we should have the guys from freaking the Guardians of the Green Beret come on. And the Guardians of Valor.
Yeah, they haven't been on.
We haven't been here. Why don't you talk to those guys again? It's been a while since we shot the shit. I love to, you know, talk to those guys anyways. But, yeah, exactly that. Did he claim a Bronze Star or anything of those lines? No, he did not claim any of that, Joshua. But the thing was that he was saying, other people have been speaking for him saying that he did work in PSYOP. And there's other individuals that are reporting that he was as, you know, of course, you know, because once you think PSYOP, everyone's like, oh, you're freaking, you know, people think that we're using total mind manipulation like we're doing right now to get the story across to you. But that's another thing. I'm just kidding. The next thing you know, people are going to be like on Twitter. Oh, yeah, people talking about using this stuff. Yeah. But did you guys hear about that freaking 6 foot tall, 95 kilo freaking kangaroo with a torn ear that likes to beat up on freaking golfers and dog walkers? Did you hear about that?
Yep, I'm sure you did.
You damn right. They hate paratroopers.
You and your kangaroos.
You know, I used to think they were all cool and stuff until I was hearing some friends from Australia, and they're like, you know, I was telling some friends that part of my bucket list was to go visit Australia, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, you know, hey, you took some of these videos and you know, give me some links and stuff like that. And just real quick, while I was gone, I was offered a job. You know, I was offered a job in Australia. You know, the place that Candace Owens wants to invade. But anyway, that's another story. Did you hear about that too? Oh, man. Anyways, what was I saying? So that I was getting some videos laughing about, oh, how cute, the kangaroos. Oh, I want to go pet the kangaroos, and I want to get a little kangaroo, and blah, blah, blah. It looks so cute. And then someone said, no, wait, dude, they're assholes. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then that's when I started showing you all those videos about them freaking, beating up on people. Mm-hmm. They go after bikers. And if you're about ready to approach the drop zone and do your dynamic parachute landing fall, they will run up to you and kick you in the face. So, yeah, they will.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Little
It'll feel great.
Yeah. So, anyway, just that was just an offshoot story. So, everyone's talking about these ships that are out there in the middle of nowhere. I guess they're out there. God, we have.
Oh, yes. So that's another thing that happened.
So, tell me about what's up with the ships?
Honestly, I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that. So we have all these, like, the cargo, it's coming in, and it's not getting dispersed fast enough. Like, I don't know if it's because of the
queef. Woo, man. What kind of disease is that?
The coof.
The coof. The queef.
Anyways, like,
the queef. Is there any queef spray for that? Is there a card for you got to get you got the? Did you hear about that? You got the queef? No way. Oh my God, bro. How's he doing? Oh man, he's not doing too well, bro. He got the queef and he was out. He was out for a couple weeks.
Then he got the queef.
Then he had to get the queef spray. I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue. I didn't mean to talk about the queef. I mean the coof. Or you're saying that the ships? You're seeing the ships offshore. They're getting queefied. They're getting coofed. That because of everyone's talking about airborne operations in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. What somebody just said. Screw them truck drivers. Airdrops. That's what Baconator. You must have done some airborne delivery stuff. That's awesome. I'm talking about. Let me get my PS5.
I think Amazon is probably working on something like that. You go skeet shooting and get free prize.
Dude, boy, you skeet shooting? Tell me that wasn't a Freudian slip. You're going to go skeet shooting and get the queef. 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 Trying to say coof so that way YouTube doesn't kick us off or give us a strike for saying the other word. God, it's so stupid, man.
I mean, okay, so apparently, I don't even know what's going on with the whole ship thing. I'm clueless in a way, but apparently it's a transportation issue with emissions with California, but that doesn't explain the fucking east side. I'm just like, I just want my shit so I can yarn and sew shit.
One of the biggest things that tripped me out is that, and that's a good point. Didn't Governor DeSantis said, hey, to the ships to go ahead and just come on over to Florida, to come over to Florida, and start dropping off. Does that sound right? Someone said, yeah.
I don't know. You might have said it. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it is. All I know is that everyone's like talking about Lima Golf Bravo. Let's go something. Let's go somebody. And
now we can't get
now we can't see
ships.
We can't get our ships. So I wish there was a vaccine for BS. You ain't lying, dude. Some of the stuff is getting stupid.
But still, with the whole ship thing, they were also having issues, with people being they're on, from my understanding that I found out they are on 24-hour operations to get the shit unloaded. But for a while there, they I don't know if it's fucking union or what, but they were just not 24 hours.
Right. I mean, I wonder how many ships are stuck out there. I'm curious to know how many ships are stuck on, off the West Coast, and then, how many, you know what I mean? Because they'd have to go through the Panama Canal to go to Florida. So, yeah, exactly that, Bacon. Where are the trains? What happened to our Secretary, Transportation, Buttigieg, right? Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Well, he's not a mayor. He's a Secretary of Transportation, but, why hasn't he said anything? Why hasn't he dropped some stuff like that? Or he's given an update or something like that. I understand he's on paternity leave, but, you know, I just kind of like, yeah, so what about them ships? What about them, what about that cargo? What about them cargo goods? He's on leave. Exactly. He's on paternity leave. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, the military has the military.
Okay, he might be on leave. I mean, this has been ongoing for a fucking while now.
Right. Well, the military has a paternity leave program too. Anyways, I took advantage of it when Baby Ice was born. I wanted to do retroactive from when Princess Ice and Miss Ice was born, but obviously, you know, they're already 220s and, you know, they're teens. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I don't. Here's the thing: when it comes to parents and paternity and maternity leave, I don't give, only because I have seen from the military side what it looks like when families aren't like fucking whatever. And it doesn't matter what your fucking beliefs are, whatever, but if a paternity leave is and I don't know how long it's authorized for the government. I mean, I know in the military it's for, you know, what, a couple weeks, 21 days or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was. But I don't know what it is for civil employees. You know what I mean? For government employees, civilians, I don't know what it is for them.
You really don't get shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. You know what I mean? If again, I don't ever diss the family leave program ever. Only because doing the dad thing and all that. I'm glad I got my everyone else would take fucking time off to see. Anyone who says, "Oh, you got me," but whatever, nah. In emergencies, can't you be recalled from leave? Hey, Scott, I got something better. We were just locked down. Everyone was doing fucking Zoom meetings and shit like that. I'm pretty sure I've attended meetings with Baby Ice and a Baby Bjorn hanging off of me, right? And I've gone to briefings that way. So I don't understand how with the way we've been Zooming the whole time and telling everybody how we should Zoom and, you know, teleworking and all that, how something could not have had happen that way. You know what I mean? I mean, maternity leave for female police officers is awful. One got killed once from having a baby born. She had to return to work or get pressed. Yeah, exactly. It sucks, man. If I had the money to be pres, I'd fix shit so fast you'd probably get damn, Baconator. I don't think so, man. You'll probably get well, I'll tell you what, you get elected to office and I'll be your comms guy. I'll be your comms guy, man. I don't mind. I don't give a shit. But yeah, this is kind of weird.
I mean, here's the thing: like with my civilian job that I last had with COVID, Carl, I went on maternity leave kind of early. Well, because not only just COVID, I was also put on bed rest, and then not only like a week and a half, I had him. That job was asking me to come back to work.
See, that's another thing too. There's been like a massive worker shortage or something like that. We got some worker shortages or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's going on.
Yeah. The 21 days for paternity leave is now 6 months for maturity leave for maternity leave. Yeah. See, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not the one having the kid. I do believe it's important. I mean, how many times you've been in situations where you wish you had bonded with your children, and you had the opportunity to do it for a newborn? Shit, you do it too. You would do it too. Anyone who's cracking on, and that's the thing too. My beef is the fact that we've got nothing from him when it comes to Department of Transportation crap. That's my biggest thing. However, the railing on him and fucking shit talking him about having paternity leave, maternity leave, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that right there. Everyone else, I know for a fucking fact, if they had time to take leave and you were given time off, paid leave to go do it, you would do it too. So, you know, we could crack on Mayor Pete for. I can call him Mayor Pete, Secretary Pete, Secretary Buttigieg. You could crack on him for what he's doing as a transportation secretary or whatever, but don't crack on him for being a fucking parent. That to me is kind of like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Shitty.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking shitty. Leave him alone. Now, again, I'm cracking on his performance as the transportation secretary because, I mean, have you been working, teleworking? You've been bugging the hell out of me right before we came on air. You know, just the whole shit we've been doing. I'll come back to work today. William Weiss said that my wife finished out 20 applications out and nobody contacted her. It's all bullshit. America does provide 12 weeks of unpaid leave to the American family, but those protections are limited, so they exempt small employers and require workers to have at least 1250 hours in the past year, but they don't cover more than 40% of the private sector employees. I guarantee it, though, for military, civil stuff, or military and civil service, government civil service people. Come on, man. Exactly that, see? Very important. I missed my first child's birth while deployed, and it will be a regrettable event forever. Exactly, man. Exactly, Anthony. Exactly. So again, we can crack on his shit about not doing stuff during telework, but don't crack on him for being a fucking parent and taking advantage of something that you would be taking advantage of. You would. Yeah, I'll defend I defend a parent.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to do with, what party you're part of. I'll defend a parent. There's me. So, anyways, what's next? What's the? We only got like 10 minutes left, but we got some housekeeping. That was fast.
It was.
So, tomorrow, do we have any fucking housekeeping? I gotta check my notes, man. Did you give me notes?
I did email you something. A little something.
You email me a little something. You email me something.
Something.
Email me something. Let me see. I feel so bad because I'm reading it over my phone and I got all these hot takes and DMs from people saying, "Are you back? Is that you on TV? Is that you on?" Oh, holy shit, you do. We got some guests. Yeah.
I do. I mean, well, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I do, but we do.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. No, I'm cool. Let me pull this stuff up here. My apologies. I didn't know if we had any cut sheets or housekeeping or something.
Yeah, I've been super busy this past couple weeks.
No worries. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna have Parvish China will be on Pop Culture Warrior to hang out with CQ to talk about his career and what he might have coming. CQ's been killing it on his fucking guests, man. He's been rocking it. It's some awesome shit. And then the following Tuesday, we're going to have Sammy Rowe, VP of Animation Legends. And they're going to come on and talk about their work. And just think about your childhood show, whatever your show was, childhood. And just think about Animaniacs. Just think about that. So CQ is going to be on tomorrow. It feels weird because I'm back now. Wednesday's the day off. And then Thursday is Mom coming back for Storm's time. Dun. Shave your head. You are going bald. Yeah, dude. I need to get a haircut, dude. I am going bald. I've never denied that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to keep shit. You don't see me putting stuff on my face, mouth, lips, eyes. No, I don't care. I don't care about my appearance. I do not care about my appearance at all. Well, I mean, I do, but you know what I mean. I don't want to walk around looking like a Mongo, like a Neanderthal. I do believe in oral hygiene too, so that you guys aren't seeing this girl side hawk. Thursday is Sergeant's time. Friday night. It's weird because now we're back up to a full schedule again. Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. We have a show. 2000 Eastern Standard Time. See, Thursday is Sergeant's time. What military crap are we going to talk about? I don't know. Do I have some military people coming on?
No, not this Thursday.
Not this Thursday, okay. But I do have some military guests and other people lining up, and I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of excited to finally be on camera because everyone's like, "What does you look like?" Well, there you go. There you see me right here. 100%. I've had to adjust the camera so that way my nose doesn't knock over the microphone, like I said before. You know what I'm saying? When I swim on my back, people say shark. But anyways, don't forget to tune in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays at 2000 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you have CQ with Pop Culture Warrior with Radar, and then you have Thursday Sergeant's Time with myself and Spanky, and then you have Friday with Kaz and the Pookies, also known as the WTF Nation Godzilla. What happened to the weekend show? I have Joshua Smith. I have Joshua. I worked there. Yes, for some time off and on. You might have seen me running around the staff, but free J Ready. J Ready's doing pretty good. Have you seen J Ready? He's been J Ready's is an accomplished photographer now, and he even has his own magazine. He got his first magazine spread with War Horses for Veterans. Yeah, he did. For another, that was pretty cool. So shout out to J Ready. Great work, dude. But again, I'm Ice, your host. We got Mom here shooting the shit on Mondays. Flash is still on a break. Flash is doing a bunch of stuff, man. This whole COVID stuff has got him kind of really busy. But anyways, shout out to the Drip Ex Ubris Designs. Again, every Monday I'll be probably wearing some of the Drip, wearing some sweaters, hoodies, ball caps, stuff like that for representing veteran businesses and veteran. No, I'm not taking no money from it. That's just something that they say like, hey, this is gonna be on the selling this. Oh, cool. Let me get that, and I buy it, and now I told them I'd rep it. There you go. So shots, free Flash. Well, I guess that's it. Damn, not bad for a Monday, I guess. Everything went all right, I think.
Well, it's been a while.
I haven't seen us getting zucked. I don't see anybody getting blocked. I don't see nobody. I do see some spam in there, so I see some. You see some of that spam in there about working some NFTs and some how to peak your business and all that stuff.
Oh,
nah,
yeah,
we're good. Yeah, so don't worry. I think the main page are gonna get. Again, they're gonna wipe them out. But again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening to us and U.S. Army WTF Moments. WTF Nation Radio broadcasting live, of course, from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. More deets will come out, of course, of what we got going on. I can't wait. And other than that, so thank you guys so much for hanging out. And
right. Shots.
You want to say shots? You want to say shots?
Wait, can we even coof? Coofs.
Coof? We say coof? What do you want to say? Do you want to say coof? What was that?
I mean, like we were like in trouble for saying shots, so coof.
Oh, I'm gonna say shots. We could say shots, right? Shots. Yeah, there we go. All right. So y'all have a good one, and see you. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll page the moon, red, white, and blue, for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the bubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear all manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space Force.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.